these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Williams kicks to Butler. No good on the three. And so it's Dort with it. He brings it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Down low, it's tipped. Taken away by Williams. Monk outside. Butler from outside. Here's Kessler. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You simply have got to box out Walker Kessler. This guy gets a lot of his offense from second chance opportunities.
And it's Oklahoma City's ball. Left side, Williams. Rebound, Washington. Outside, Williams. Drills it from outside.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, thanks, Kevin. The Wizards head coach did talk to me a few minutes ago. We talked about the matchup problems that Chet Holmgren presents. He said defensively, Chet can warp the inside of the paint. And at the other end, he's going to drag his matchup out to the three-point line. That's what makes this seven-footer such a special player, guys.
Thank you, David. For the Washington Wizards, they won their last contest, that game against the Golden State Warriors. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Dort. Passes it to Holmgren. And a wide open look for Gilgeous-Alexander. And the three off target. Wizards have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Pass to Butler over Wallace. And it's Butler missing. The Thunder have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Wallace outside. Going inside, and Wallace slams it in.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Doris, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to go down as one of the greatest Canadian basketball players ever.
Kevin, that is a bold statement when you consider that the great Steve Nash, 2-time MVP and one of the best passers in the history of the game, is of Canadian descent. But this guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is putting together quite the resume. Let's just hope he can sustain that stardom.
Pulls it from 20. Rebound by Williams.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
And Hero the bucket on the assist by Williams. Hero's got 7 points.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Here is Williams. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. To the inside, 6 to shoot. Offensive rebound. Here's Dort. Some solid defense from Butler.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered.
Hero no good. For Oklahoma City, their last game was a loss to the Hornets.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd. And that's obviously easier said than done.
I'll tell you this, it looked like they wanted to get out of town as quickly as possible. The problem is their defense went with them.
So timeout called here, the first for the Wizards. They're getting their first look at the Thunder in this one.
And this game will be half of the contest they'll play against each other this year.
It's an interesting matchup. 2 teams that don't know each other all that well. Separate conferences. We'll see which one can dictate the pace early.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Now Powell. Right now he's averaging 11 points a game. On the wing, Gilgeous-Alexander. Rebounded by the Wizards.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
And so Powell will bring it up for the Thunder. Trailing here by 8. Here's Caruso. Okongwu grabs the board.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
He kicks it to Jackson. And again, Washington with the triple.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Powell against Wiggins. Pass to Caruso for 3. Good on the triple.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Here's Carrington. Still yet to score. That bucket in no time at all.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
Under trailing by 11. Powell with it. There's the pass to Williams. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in the corner. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
What's been amazing to watch is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander going from good player to now putting his name at the very top of the list in terms of great guards in the league.
Wizards making a switch here. Hawkins is checked in.
And that's a rare missed opportunity from him. He'd been good as gold up until that point.
Count that one.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
Caruso looking for an opening. Fader on the way. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Well, finishing quarter strong. Every coach preaches it. Nice work.
And so it's the Washington Wizards. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And quite a position here for the Wizards to be in. What do you guys think?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
Here's Caruso. They've got Patrick Williams. Hawkins is out there with Monk. Then it's G.G. Jackson. And it's Okongwu in at the center position. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Wizards.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
It's Hawkins on the wing. No good from outside. Thunder trailing by 9. And here is Caruso. Williams with the steal. And now here comes Williams leading the break. Okongwu kicks to Monk. A second chance effort, and Okongwu finishes it off. Okongwu's now got his second basket.
Well, you love the persistence on the offensive glass. All about effort right now.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Clock at 6. Wallace outside. Passes to Holmgren. And the dunk by Holmgren.
And given that Holmgren is 7 feet tall, he's a threat to throw it down at any time.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. What you got for us, DA?
Kevin, Lou Dort makes his bones at the defensive end. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander says, I always try to test myself against him in practice because he's the best of the best. And Coach Mark Daigneault said, I look at him more like he's an artist. We can shift him anywhere. There's no one he can't guard. Kevin?
David, he is a beast. Wow. Thank you for the report. For the Wizards, Walker Kessler comes in for Okongwu. And Hero subbed in for Hawkins. Williams, he's checked in for the Thunder. Pass to Holmgren. Now, here's George. And at this stage of the season, Doris, it is safe to say we know who the true contenders are, right?
Kevin, I would say yes for the most part. But we have seen playing teams from either side of the bracket make a deep run. And I don't want to rule anything out. We tip it up for a reason.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Wallace misses.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game. And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Nick Richards, he's checked in for Washington. Jimmy Butler comes in for G.G. Jackson. And a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Powell's checked in.
Yeah, it's not easy to stop Chet Holmgren on the jam. His size lets him play right at the rim.
And he's good on the three ball.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Williams kicks to Powell. It's Dort on the wing. He's covered by Hero. Hero against Dort. Holmgren. And it's sent back by Kessler. Williams, that's for two. That one off the back iron and out. Wizards leading by 11. That's tipped. Butler in the corner. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
Boy, zero hesitation from Butler. He takes the pass and fires immediately.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
And looking to stop this run and get back on track.
Really needs to settle his guys down right now and get them refocused.
Andrew Wiggins checked in for Washington. And then for Oklahoma City. Williams comes in for Chet Holmgren. And Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for George. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Gilgeous.
Gilgeous-Alexander.
Boy, that SGA dunk was right out of the highlight reel. Woo!
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. One guy who now seems to be a perennial MVP candidate, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Doris. He is rocketing up the charts.
He is, Kevin. There's no doubt about it. He can consistently put 30 on you like it's absolutely nothing. He gives you everything else as well, including incredible leadership and great teammate skills.
And here is Williams. After Jimmy Butler made that last three-pointer, here we are sizing up Jalen Williams, and his shooting has got to be his biggest strength.
Absolutely. He's great at spacing the floor for his teammates with his catch-and-shoot abilities, but he's equally gifted shooting off the dribble.
And both free throws good for Williams.
I mean, Jalen Williams is a guy who a lot of people are excited about. He has the talent to be a multi-time All-Star and perhaps an even higher ceiling than that.
Kicks it out to Wiggins. Over Wallace. They grab their own miss. Outside, Hero. A three-pointer. Wiggins. Here's Kessler to the paint. The kick outside to Butler. Missed it. Even after all those chances.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And that one drops for him.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Now, Hero, who's coming off a 13-point game against Golden State. And that one's good. Wiggins.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. It's a 14-point game. Inside, and it's Williams with the jam.
It's a really good job by Jalen Williams to set the screen and then find his way to space so he can score it.
Butler passes to Wiggins. Here's Kessler. Goes back up. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Wiggins has got 5 points now this quarter.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Gilgeous-Alexander.
I love when Shea does not just settle for a layup, finish with authority. What a pretty dunk.
Hero passes to Richards. Three-pointer, Butler. Butler loves the three-point look.
I'll tell you, the team is simply riding the hot hand. This guy has been lights out.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And you know, guys, the other thing I really appreciated about his effort in that game was the effort and work on the glass. What a well-rounded performance.
Jimmy Butler has been on display for Washington. He went on an aerial three-point display, drilling 4 long balls in just the 1 quarter alone. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Andrew, the energy and effort were apparent throughout that first half. How were you able to do it?
We had a good practice, working hard, really putting things together. Keep doing that, we can come out with a W.
Hey, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Boy, what a crowd joining us here for our halftime report. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Washington had no problems getting going. An exceptional game plan helped them open with a 12-4 run. They found their rhythm early in this one, jumping out to an 11-point advantage. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Wizards.
Well, they built this lead in large part because of the sharpshooters off the bench. The subs played a superb game. Get it? Sub, superb. Oh, I'm rolling tonight. I mean, they played like starters.
And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
Their effort on the board has been horrendous. That's a good way to get blown out. Only way they could turn this thing around is to start winning the rebounding battle, to win the battle of possession. Otherwise, they're my favorite. Avocado toast.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye, Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at Jimmy Butler. He's really been playing well.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Taking a look at the Thunder, the post pair form will be Williams and Holmgren. Cason Wallace is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Dort in at the 3, the small forward. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You love when guys like Chet Holmgren, who enters the league with big expectations, works hard to meet those expectations. It's been great to watch.
2 shots.
Holmgren hits them both. And Chet Holmgren's been a great player from day one, Doris. What do you like most about his game?
I don't know which aspect to pick. This guy is a great rim protector. He can shoot the basketball from three-point territory and with great range from 3. But maybe my favorite aspect is the competitive toughness he brings on a nightly basis. Oh, my goodness. How good was that move by Shea, creating a bucket?
Shots good from Butler.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Here's Wallace. Offensive rebound. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
And Washington making a change here. Okongwu's checked in. Hero kicks to Monk. And again, Washington with the triple.
And Monk has proven that he is a terrific scorer from the perimeter. When he's in rhythm, he has no problem letting it fly.
Now, here's Dort. He averages a bit over 6 points a game.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Hero passes to Butler, and it's good off the back rim and in. Butler's got 17.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
Yeah, teams will try to get physical with SGA, but make sure you understand that wiry frame is big-time strong.
Three-pointer, Butler. Kept alive by Washington. Williams kicks to Butler. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler. And now, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Washington Wizards. On Thursday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls. And then on Sunday, they'll be matching up against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks.
And it's going to be home game after home game after home game for this group. So they got a great chance to string together a number of wins given how strong they've been playing.
Wallace the pass to Dort. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Okongwu grabs the board. Wizards leading by 13. Butler on the wing. Shoots over Dort. That doesn't go either for Butler. Thunder have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Right side, Williams. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. And a look now at a few years' worth of data. Some of the assist numbers under the microscope for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And you can see how much he's improved as a distributor over the past few years. He takes a lot of pride in his passing. Keeping his teammates involved and being a creator out there is really important.
Washington calls timeout. Greg, you know this. Good coaches give their players confidence. But what's the balance between affirmation and accountability?
Well, when you believe in a player, that also comes with expectations. So a coach has to boost them up and also demand that they deliver.
Sarge checked in for Oklahoma City. Alex Caruso comes in for Wallace. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander after the basket by Washington. Great positioning on the putback.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Pass to Carrington. Kept alive. Here's Okongwu. And he banks in the layup. Okongwu's now got 6.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this is simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has now emerged into a superstar, and on nights like this, guys, he's unstoppable.
There's Jackson with the 3.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
They're trailing by 13. Here's Dort. Can't connect from short range. 1:51 left to play here in the third. Here's Carrington. Here's Okongwu. Second shot opportunity. It's Chet Holmgren with the rebound. Holmgren's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Sarr, and Sarr throws it down.
Boy, that is a heads-up play right there by Lou Dort. He sees an opening and gets the ball exactly where it needs to go.
The dish to Jackson. Here's Okongwu. He feeds it to Butler. Pass to Carrington. There's Jackson with the 3. Washington gets it back and a new 14.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And look at Jimmy Butler. He's really been playing well.
Well, I think this is a necessary timeout so they can figure out a way to limit the impact this guy's having from three-point range. They've got to dedicate more resources to their perimeter D.
For the Wizards, Nick Richards. He's checked in for Okongwu, and Andrew Wiggins is subbed in for Jimmy Butler. And then for Oklahoma City, Williams is checked in for Chet Holmgren. And it's Powell in for Dort. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Caruso. Steps back and fires. Got a hand on it. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. Pulls up for three. Knocks down the three ball. Carrington's got himself on the board with three there.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
In the corner, it's Wiggins. And a miss there on the triple.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
We've got 13 seconds left to play in the third. Powell, the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. A fader. No good that time.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
And so it's Washington in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. All around, it's hard to point to any one area where they haven't had the upper hand in this game. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
You love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Nick Richards. Then there's Walker Kessler. Then it's Malik Monk. And it's Hero in at the point guard position. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. They get it again. Dort can't get it to fall.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
Scooped up. Kicks it out to Hero. Shoots over Powell. Here's Richards. Wiggins outside. They shoot again. Up again. No good. Not a friendly rim at all this trip down. Stolen by Kessler. Wiggins outside. Hits it from three-point range. And the Wizards lead by 19. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Wizards.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
Second chance points have also been a big part of what's happened in this game. Crashing the boards with authority, turning those opportunities into second chance points. Boy, big time on the offensive glass.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Shaw. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. That shot off. Hero finds Wiggins. Second chance shot. Kicks it out to Hero. Launches from deep. And it's Wiggins missing.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting two.
Boy, that's a savvy move by Lou Dort on the inside. Gets himself the whistle.
Washington making some changes. Williams comes in for Nick Richards. And it's Butler in for Andrew Wiggins. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Chet Holmgren, he's checked in for Song. Three-pointer, Butler gets the three-pointer to fall. Butler's got 20 points.
Oh, you can see the swagger and the body language. Jimmy Butler is cooking, and he's letting the defense know it.
It's Powell with the drive. And it's sent back by Kessler.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
A three-pointer is right on target.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And so often, we'll hear talk about how many rings a great player has. Doris, do we emphasize that maybe too much?
I think, Kevin, first and foremost, a great player is great no matter what. This is a team sport, and a player doesn't have control necessarily of the parts and pieces behind him or the organization within which he's trying to succeed. Titles matter, certainly, there's no question, and it's great fodder for fans, but it's not how I define a great player.
With the shot. Here's Holmgren. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
I mean, length and skill. And Holmgren has a lot of both.
Hero passes to Monk. His three-pointers off the mark. And so it's Williams who brings it up for Oklahoma City. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
At the line for the Thunder, Williams. 2 shots.
And Williams drops them both. We've heard some players, Doris, propose that refs should be fined for missed calls, especially with the game on the line. What do you think?
Kevin, I couldn't disagree more. First and foremost, the level of accountability for NBA officials is unprecedented. And keep in mind, there is discipline for high-profile mistakes and mistakes of all kinds. Every single game, every single call is evaluated, and you see their progression in terms of, yes, they'll officiate in the playoffs, or no, they won't. We are right where we need to be.
Hero, no good.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
And Malik Monk is going to pick up the foul. That's his third foul of the game.
Third personal foul. Third team foul. 2 minutes.
Holmgren kicks to Dort. Goes to Williams.
2 minutes.
6 on the shot clock. Driving inside. Good on the shot.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Yeah, but this run started with tighter execution at both ends, and that'll need to be maintained for them to have a chance to take the lead.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
His production has been unbelievable, a testament to how much he cares about his craft.
He's done a dynamite job rebounding the basketball, and no issues fighting it out against the big guys down low.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Wizards.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
This team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jimmy Butler.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus. Well, what a terrific possession. Attack in the painted area.
The way, Greg, they're sharing the ball tonight, mesmerizing.
Everyone's getting to touch it, and everyone's contributing.
Tips it. It's good on the putback. And the Wizards lead by 19.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
So it's the Thunder now, following the bucket by the Wizards. With some arc, and it's laid in by Wallace.
Boy, that's beautiful touch on the floater. And let's remember, not everyone has that shot in their arsenal.
And Washington can just let the clock run down here. Hero against Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Hero. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And we've got David Aldridge standing by on our sideline with the player of the game. David, it's all yours.
Thanks very much, Jimmy. Explosive night for you offensively. You were feeling it out there.
Feeling it and taking rhythm shots. I feel like all shots that I take are going to go in because I'm so used to taking those shots, man. But for my coaches and my teammates, they got the utmost confidence in me shooting whatever shot because they know it's going to be a good one.
It was very good tonight, Mr. Buckets. Thanks for your time. Back to you.
Thank you for that, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.